we'll do downward facing dog with a chair at the wall. So bring your sticky mat to the wall and place the back of the chair against the wall. Put your hands on the seat of the chair and step your feet back into a down dog position. Bend your knees at first and lift your hips way up and back. Start to pull the tops of your thighs way back. Lift the fronts of your legs as much as you lift the backs of your legs. And pull the back surface of your sacrum away from the chair. Pull the upper buttocks away from the push of the hands. The hands are pushing forward and down into the front edge of the seat of the chair. And pull your pelvis back away from the seat of the chair. Pull your outer hips back. And let your abdomen, your belly, recede towards the anterior surface of the lumbar spine. Be long and spacious in your belly. Let the back layers of the belly, the deep layers of the belly, move towards the lumbar. And then pull the buttocks back away from the chair seat. Lengthen through the arms. Be strong in your legs. Press the feet down and lift the musculature of the legs up from ankles to knees to hips, and then pull the outer hips back as much as the inner thighs pull back. Stay active here. Smooth, steady breath. And then step one foot forward and the other foot forward. Now we'll do a variation of Urdhva Hastasana with 2 blocks and a strap. So place one block between your feet and place one block between your upper inner thighs, and then hold on to the strap with your hands at shoulders distance apart and lift the strap up and overhead. Let the thighs internally rotate and the outer thighs squeeze the block. So the outer thighs squeeze the inner thighs, which squeeze the block, and then lift the low belly up off the pelvis, and lift the rib cage up off the abdomen, lift the back ribs up off of the lower back, stretch the arms up to the ceiling, put tension on the strap, extend the arms and legs fully, make lots of space and length in your body here, and let the abdomen settle back towards the anterior surface, the front surface of the lumbar spine. So let the front waist move to the back waist. As your arms move back, let the waist move back. Stand right over your arches and lengthen and breathe here. Full extension in the arms and the legs. Create an ascension of the spine from bottom to top, deep inside yourself. Deep breath here, and then lower your arms down. Now we'll practice Uttanasana with a block between the upper inner thighs. So place a block way up high in the thighs. Have your feet right underneath your sitting bones. Bring your hands to your hips. Lengthen the side ribs, let the shoulders move back, elbows back. Inhale and lift the front of your spine, and then exhale and fold over your legs. Fingertips coming down onto the mat. And start to squeeze the block with your outer thighs. So the outer thighs squeeze into the inner thighs, into the block. Connect the outer body towards the midline. So the squeezing of the legs from outer to inner is an expression of the outer body hugging the midline. Let your legs be tall and active and squeezing in, and then let this help you release your spine more, relaxing and releasing the spine down and forward like a waterfall, flowing out of the pelvis and down towards the top of the head, so the head is relaxed. Let your abdomen recede back. Let there be a gentle roundness in the lumbar. Let your rib cage be heavy, the front side of the rib cage, the back side. And then bring your hands to your hips. Reach the chest forward, shoulders back, and come up. As you're here now, maintain that squeezing of the outer thighs in. Now we'll practice Tadasana. Bring your legs underneath you, your feet underneath your sitting bones. Feet can be together or a little apart, and then bend your knees and sink down into your feet. Relax your body, and then as you straighten the legs, lift the shoulders way up towards the ears. Get tall in the sides of your body, and then take the shoulders back towards the back of the shoulder sockets. So the heads of the humerus bones are hugging the back of the shoulder sockets. You can bend your elbows for a moment, and then straighten the arms and straighten the legs, and pull the shoulders, the shoulder blades, and the arms down as you get taller through the trunk, taller through the rib cage. So as the heads of the humerus, arms, and shoulder blades pull down, the side ribs go up, and there's an ascension through the inner body, an ascension of the spine from bottom to top. Thighs are internally rotating, outer thighs squeezing in. Be long in your belly, lift the belly, and breathe. Now we'll do Urdhva Hastasana with a block between the hands. Make your feet parallel, a few inches apart. Place the block between the palms of the hands and then reach the block forward and up overhead. Squeeze the block, extend through the legs, internally rotate at the tops of your thighs, inner thighs back, thigh bones back, and then lift the low belly and let the upper buttocks gently release down. So don't contract the belly at all here, but rather let the abdomen settle back and lengthen as you release the buttocks from top to bottom. Keep the thigh bones grounding back, keep the upper buttocks releasing down, and then lift the rib cage off the belly, lift the belly off the pelvis, and squeeze the block between the hands. Squeeze the outer body to the midline. Get taller and extend the limbs here. Lengthen and breathe. Get grounded in your feet. And then exhale and lower the block down, lengthening the spine. And now we'll do downward facing dog with a chair at the wall. So bring your sticky mat to the wall and place the back of the chair against the wall. Put your hands on the seat of the chair and step your feet back into a down dog position. Bend your knees at first and lift your hips way up and back. Start to pull the tops of your thighs way back. Lift the fronts of your legs as much as you lift the backs of your legs. And pull the back surface of your sacrum away from the chair. Pull the upper buttocks away from the push of the hands. The hands are pushing forward and down into the front edge of the seat of the chair. And pull your pelvis back away from the seat of the chair. Pull your outer hips back. And let your abdomen, your belly, recede towards the anterior surface of the lumbar spine. Be long and spacious in your belly. Let the back layers of the belly, the deep layers of the belly, move towards the lumbar. And then pull the buttocks back away from the chair seat. Lengthen through the arms. Be strong in your legs. Press the feet down and lift the musculature of the legs up from ankles to knees to hips, and then pull the outer hips back as much as the inner thighs pull back. Stay active here. Smooth, steady breath. And then step one foot forward and the other foot forward. And now lay down on your back. Release the flesh of the buttocks away from the low back. Parallel legs, parallel feet, arms resting. Feel your pelvis here in neutral. And then tuck your pelvis, lower back down towards the mat. And then back to neutral and into an arched pelvis, pubic bone reaching down towards the floor. And then come back through neutral all the way to a tuck, and through neutral to an arch, and through neutral to a tuck, and through neutral to an arch. Just rocking the pelvis, exploring the range of motion there, and then pause in neutral. And now come to the floor for a posture that I call neutral. It's a supported neutral position. So make a loop in your strap and step your feet into that loop, and then place a block between the feet. And then you'll begin to tighten the strap, but leave enough space so that you can now place the other block between your knees, and then tighten the strap around the centers of your thighs so that your legs are very supported here in a neutral parallel position, thighs strapped together, block between the knees, block between the feet. So you're very parallel in your legs, and then lay down, release the flesh of the buttocks away from the low back, and reach your arms overhead along the floor, and start to breathe length up and down your trunk. Let the abdomen relax and settle and lengthen. See if you can create length in your belly as you relax the pelvis down. Let your femurs relax and settle. The femurs are the thigh bones. So let the thigh bones relax here as you're all strapped in and supported. And then change the position of the arms into more of a relaxation position. So arms more by your sides, palms facing the ceiling, shoulder blades settled down your back. Relax here as you breathe length into your spine. Smooth, steady breath. And just feel your pelvis here in neutral. So not tucked and not arched, but there's a neutrality to the pelvis, the legs, and the spine here. And see if this neutrality can support an open breath. And so the bottom ribs open just as much as the middle and top ribs as you inhale. And exhale. And then inhale again here. And a smooth exhalation. Continue to bring your attention inside. And then bring your knees towards your chest. Remove the block. Take your legs out of the strap loop. And come out of the pose. And so you'll lay down on your back now for this core breath exercise with a tuck. Start in neutral, neutral pelvis, parallel legs, bent knees, feet flat, arms by your sides. And inhale to lengthen the spine, open the rib cage, and then exhale, pull the back layer of the abdomen back towards the back body. Find a contraction there, and then gently tuck the pelvis to reach the low back towards the floor, pressing into the feet. Complete the exhalation here. And then release all of that contraction. Come back to neutral as you inhale and lengthen your spine again. And exhale, pull the deepest, lowest back of the belly back towards the spine and contract there. So it's the layer behind the organs. It's the psoas that's working. And then tuck the pelvis and increase all of that work, contracting there. Still exhaling. I'll call this a scoop. And then release as you inhale, lengthening. And exhale, a deep scoop and a tuck, drawing the deepest, lowest part of the abdomen back towards the spine. And then release into neutral as you inhale, lengthening here. And exhale, a deep contraction, pulling the belly back and in. And then a tuck. Press the feet. Continue the exhalation all the way to the bottom. And then release this. Bring the pelvis back to neutral as you inhale and lengthen the spine. And exhale, pull the back of the belly back and in. Connecting the back surface of the belly towards the anterior surface of the spine, and then find a deep contraction of the psoas here, pressing the feet into the floor. Finish the exhale. And then inhale and lengthen the spine again, coming back to neutral. And exhale again, same thing, deep contraction, scooping the low belly. Inhale, lengthening the spine, neutralize. And exhale, a deep contraction into a tuck. The lower belly pulls back towards the back body and in, lower back towards the sticky mat. And then release into neutral as you inhale again. And this time exhale, stay in neutral. And lay down on your back now for a supine twist. Extend your arms out to the sides. Lift your knees up over your hips. And then take your knees over to the right towards your right elbow. And rest your legs down on the floor here. And then reach the left arm to the left to increase the twist. Feel your belly rolling to the left as your legs relax more and more to the right. Have a sense of widening across the collarbones, long and wide through the arms, open hands. You can ground your arms down into the floor, lengthen the spine here, and turn the belly more to the left as you relax the legs more to the right. And then bring your legs up to the center. And take your legs over towards the left elbow, knees nice and bent. Take a moment as you settle your body here. Reach the right arm to the right to help open the chest. And let your belly recede and roll to the right as you relax your legs more and more to the left. Spread through the arms, long spine, smooth breath. Roll the belly to the right. And then take the legs back to center and feet down. And now lay on your back. Let the flesh of the buttocks be elongated away from the lower back, knees bent and feet flat. And then start to straighten out the legs. Take the strap in your hands about shoulder width apart. And reach the strap up and overhead as the arms rest along the floor. And lengthen out your whole body here. Extended arms and legs. Hips reaching towards the feet, rib cage reaching towards the arms, legs reaching towards the feet, arms reaching towards the hands. And let the midsection, the lumbar abdominal region, receive that stretch. Be long and relaxed in the lumbar abdominal region. Active in the limbs. Deep breathing here. And then release and come out of the pose, knees bent and feet flat. Now we'll do Upavishta Konasana with a chair, and we'll also use a blanket. So sit on a folded blanket so that you're sitting on the corner of the blanket, as you see here. Stretch your legs, pull the flesh of the buttocks back, and sit on the center of your sitting bones. And you can bend your knees a little bit here if that helps. Support yourself by using your fingertips here, fingertips on the ground, shoulders back. And then start to fold forward, Rest your forearms on the seat of the chair and rest your forehead onto your forearms. Keep your legs active here. Have a sense of grounding the thighs, lengthening the backs of the legs, opening the feet and the toes. Let the abdomen recede and lengthen, and let there be a gentle rounding in the lower back. Let the buttocks be grounded down, especially the upper buttocks grounding down. Breathing here, active legs, abdomen receding and long. Again, if this is difficult, you can have slightly bent knees, or you can push the chair a little bit further away from you to deepen the stretch in the groins. Smooth breathing here. Start to slow down your exhalations. Connect the outer thighs back into the hips. Stretch the inner legs from the groins to the inner ankles. Release the upper buttocks back and down. See if you can create an internal lengthening in the back of the abdomen. Gentle rounding of the low back is happening here. Connect your femurs towards the hip sockets. Relax and release the forehead into the forearms. You can switch the cross of the arms. Smooth inhalation and a smooth exhalation here. And then sit up, take your fingertips behind you, shoulders towards the back of the shoulder sockets. Long in the waist, front waist to the back waist. And then gently come out of the pose. Now we'll practice a supported fish with 2 blocks and have a strap nearby as well. Set yourself up like this with the blocks behind you. Adjust your pelvis so the flesh of your buttocks is pulled away from the low back. And then start to lay back on one block on the medium height so the block is right underneath the bra line. And then another block will be supporting the head on the lowest height. So the block underneath your shoulder blades shouldn't be too low or too high. You have to find that place that's just right. And with bent knees, once again, adjust the flesh of the buttocks to pull away from the low back, to come under you. So the flesh of the buttocks moves towards the feet. And then grab the strap and stretch your arms overhead with the strap. And then extend out through the legs. And let the legs be active here. And let the abdomen settle like a sheet settling on a bed. Let the layers of the abdomen settle towards your back body. So the lumbar is settled back and long. Stretch through the arms. Keep the feet open here. And see if you can feel a sense of length and precision through the sides of your abdomen. Inhaling here and a smooth exhale. Follow the exhalation all the way to the bottom of the breath. And then an easy inhalation to fill the rib cage. Fill the lower ribs just as much as the upper ribs. The back ribs as much as the front ribs. And then bend your knees, bring your feet flat, bring the arms up and overhead. And then use your hands to help you out of the pose. Now we'll practice prone shavasana with a blanket roll underneath the low belly. So roll up your blanket as you see here, and then come onto your hands and knees and rest your belly down on the blanket roll. And take the blanket roll fairly low in the belly, but the pelvis should be hanging back and over it. So you have to play with the placement of the blanket roll to find a good place in the low belly, definitely below the rib cage. But let the pelvis and the rib cage be on opposite sides of the blanket roll. So the pelvis relaxes on one side of the blanket roll and the rib cage relaxes on the other. And the abdomen recedes to receive the pressure of the blanket roll. Let the belly be soft and receptive here. And let the belly receive the pressure of the blanket roll. You can let your forehead rest on your forearms. Relax the legs and the feet. So you should feel some pressure in your belly here from the blanket roll. And adjust your body so that you can relax here. Adjust the arms and the legs as you need to. If you like, you can open up the arms and turn your head to one side if that works for you. And if you do that, just be sure to switch your head in a few moments. Breathe into your belly here. Breathe into that pressure that you feel in the belly. Inhaling and exhaling here. Let the upper buttocks release back and down away from the lower back. Heavy tailbone here. Soft, receptive abdomen. Smooth inhalation. Smooth exhalation. Allow yourself to be supported by the floor and the blanket roll. Smooth, gradual breath. And just observe here, observing each moment. And then come up to hands and knees to come out of the pose. Sit down on your shins and pause. And now we'll complete this practice with chair shavasana. Put the chair on your sticky mat and sit down close to the front of the chair, and then swing your legs up onto the chair and lay down. And please adjust the flesh of your buttocks to pull the flesh of your buttocks away from your low back. And then adjust the shoulders so your shoulder blades are settled nicely down your back, and let the arms relax. Let the legs be supported by the chair. Let the lower back be supported by the floor. And let your whole body relax and release down.